Good evening, everybody. Just finding you all. Okay, found you. That's good news. Evening, everybody. Welcome to my Monday night live. Nice way to start the week. Hope you all had a lovely weekend. We had a very relaxing one. I had a nice craft day on Saturday with lots of lovely local crafters, and then Sunday we saw some family. So a nice relaxing weekend. I went back to my face-to-face classes today, which was a real treat. Almost 2 years to the day that our last card class was, which feels really surreal, but it was lovely. And then gymnastics and shopping this evening, and now I'm at my desk. I'm in my happy place. So lots of people are joining. Thank you so much for hopping on. I thought I'd have a little play this evening with something that's been on my desk for about a week and I've not had any chance to play with. And I saw someone play with them on Saturday. I think they're watching. So I'm going to give it a go today. I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions whilst I'm crafting, please feel free to add your comments, ask your questions. I'll try and keep up. And yeah, it'll be lovely to spend a bit of time with you all. All of these products are available to buy from my online store. The link is at the top of this post. Don't forget to enter the host code and you will get a free gift from me in February as an extra thank you. So let's get started. If you're watching back on YouTube, a very warm hello to you. This is a recording of something I filmed and I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to hit subscribe. So let's move my camera and we will make a little start. Okay, so nice blank piece of grid paper to get us started tonight. So you may wonder what I'm using. If you've seen the line at the top of this, you'll know that I am using nuts and bolts. This is a stamp set from the mini catalogue that's available now. Brand new product, and I think he's just adorable. I really like him. So here's something I had a little play with earlier. So I wanted to have a little go with the butterflies and flowers layering decorative masks. So I'll show you a little bit more about them in this video. But you get 6 different masks. And I've only played with them a little bit, but they're really lovely. So the idea is you've got some background shapes, and then you've got some detailing bits that you can add over the top to create this sort of effect. So here on this one, I've used this mask here. So you can either go straight in with just the detail, which is really delicate and really pretty, or you can layer them together to create that sort of look that you see in the background. Okay, and then I've used it with the nuts and bolts stamp set. So let's have a little play, and this is something else I've had in my head for a little while. So in the stamp set, cute little robots, really cute. Now this one's got arms. Well, they've all got arms, obviously, but this one's arms are out. So I'm going to do something fun with that, but show you a bit more about the masks to start with. So I need a piece of white card. I'm just going to use white card tonight for this card, just to sort of show you how sort of versatile it is and how fun these masks can be. So I'm just going to cut myself 2 pieces of white to start with. I'm bringing my trimmer in, and I'm going to go with a 10 centimetre measurement, so 10 centimetre wide, and then I'm going to cut this down to 14. There's a bit of damage on there, so I'm just going to turn it around. 14.4 centimetres. And another one that's 14.4 centimetres. Okay. So I'm going to bring in my piece of white card, and I'm going to go for, let's use the layering one, not that one, this one. So for the layering one, I am going to go with a couple of really simple colours. Same colours of what I've used on that first one. I'm going to go with So Saffron and Calypso Coral. Okay, now these you can use with sponge daubers, You can use them with blending brushes, you can use them with paint brushes, you can use them with embossing paste. There's lots of different ways you can use these. I quite like getting a soft sort of colour build up, so I tend to use the blending brushes. They are my favourite. So I'm going to take my light colour to start with, and I'm just going to add a little bit of this. I'm just remembering which one to use first. Let's use this one first. I'm just going to add this on here. So I'm loading up my blending brush, and this is a really soft colour. Okay, so holding that down, I'm just going to take my blending brush to the mask, holding it in place really gently, trying not to catch the edge of that card. And then when we lift it off, we get a really, really nice, delicate pattern on there. Okay, so these are called layering masks. So I'm going to bring in a different colour now. You can use the same colour and you get a really pretty effect, but I'm going to use two colours this evening. So now I'm going to bring in a little bit of Calypso Coral, and then now I'm going to use this mask here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it over the top. I'm just trying to remember which one it is. It's this one. I'm going to lay it over the top like so, and you can line it up so that it's in the right place. And it's difficult to show you on camera, but it is quite straightforward to do. So I want to add just a little bit more definition to this. I'm going to go over the top with my darker colour, and it's really pinky peachy, this colour. So when we lift it up, you get that sort of look. So you've got a real nice definition to that pattern. Look at the light's picking that up quite nicely actually. So that is how you use one of the layering masks. So there you have that one and that one, and then you've got other ones that you can layer up. So if you wanted to add a few extra ones, you can. So let's just add this little one like so, and then over here we'll add this one. Okay, so you can build up a really nice set of patterned papers with just these masks. Now there's also on here another one, so let's just add that in up there like so. And you just have to go careful to not smudge onto any of the other masks. Okay, so there we have my little piece of patterned paper that's been created with a really soft mask. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I am going to make something now quite fun. I hope it works. Well, I know it works because I tried it earlier, but I'm not going to show you the card until I finish this one. Right, so I'm going to bring in a little scrap of white, and I'm going to use this little guy. This little guy here, he's bringing you a nice little flower, which ties in nicely with our flower mask. So we're going to ink him up. Layering masks look like fun. They are, Kerry, they're really fun. Quite enjoyed that. And there's lots of different ones in there as well. So I'm going to stamp him twice. Actually, I could probably get away with stamping him once, but just in case I make a mistake, I'm going to stamp him twice. And I've decided he's a boy. I'm sure you're all okay with that. So now I'm going to colour him, and I'm going to use some smoky slate blends. And what I like, how I've seen these robots coloured, is just so that they're not fully coloured. They've got just a little bit of detail on. I'm quite rough with my colouring, but I think it just adds to the sort of look that I'm going for, really. So I'm going to go in first with a light smoky slate, and I'm going to use the fine tip end. And for me, I'm just going to add a little bit of colour to each one of his panels. Okay, and then I've got some colour on his legs, colour his arms in, and then on his face. I first saw these in the catalogue and thought, oh, they're really cute. And just forgot to order them. So they only came the other day, but they are very cute. There's lots of people that are using them. And I think the Artisan team did a kind of showcase on them the other day. So they'll start to be seen a lot more now. So I'm just going in with a dark blend. Now I'm just adding a little bit of definition where I think the shadow might be. And I'm going to colour his arms a bit more. So we've got him like that, and he looks quite rough there, doesn't he? So now I'm going to take my colour lifter and I'm going to use the felt tip style end, and I'm going to just blend some of those colours together. I'm just going to go over it. What I like about when you go over it with the colour lifter, it blends the colours nicely, but it kind of makes things look a bit distressed. I'll show you more of what I mean. So if you don't have a colour lifter, I would highly recommend adding one to your stash. So if I show you now, you get that sort of effect. So it's quite wishy-washy, but that's the sort of effect I'm going to. So the colour lifter is brilliant for that. And now I'm just going to colour the little wheel in with Petal Pink. So Petal Pink matches the colour I've got on here. And then I want a little Calypso Coral. Let's go for a light Calypso Coral. So I'm tying in the colours that I've used in my background. Like so. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut that out. And I'd love to say here's one I made earlier, but I haven't made one earlier. Well, I had, but I haven't cut one out earlier. Okay, so I'm going to trim around him. And I want to leave a little border of white. Okay, so I'm just following it around, but I'm actually going to cut his arms off. You may think, what is she doing? But all will be revealed. Okay. Do I use my paper for my labels on the end of your blends? I can't remember what I used actually. Let me see. It's paper, just paper that I've done the labels with. Nothing fancy. They are really helpful. Although my friend popped over this morning, she was most upset that they were upside down. So she put them all up the right way, I think. Yes, she did. They're all up the right way. She also had a little sweep while she was here, which was very kind of her. Evening, Danny. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're okay. Just having a little play with nuts and bolts and the new layering masks. I'm just cutting my little robot out now. I forgot to cut into his neck over there. We're going to cut off his arms. He is an armless robot. Just going to cut into his neck a little bit here. Okay, so we've got our little robot that I am going to stick down right there. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue, not too much, just a little bit, because I want him to be in position. Okay, so let's just pop him about there. Okay, now where his arms gone? They're still on the card. So I'm now going to trim around his arms. and I'm trimming around his arms, so I'm cutting on the line. I thought he was beheading him. I'm not that cruel, not today anyway. So this is real fussy cutting now. So I'm just going to cut into that hand. So we've got one arm, that one goes over there, and then the other arm is still on here. Who else finds fussy cutting really therapeutic? We were talking about this today. What task do you enjoy in your craft room that is quite maybe monotonous, mundane, but you find really therapeutic? Someone said today putting the stickers on their stamp sets. I like that. Right, so his arms are cut out. There we are. We have a robot with arms that have been cut out. So now I'm going to bring in some brads. These are the round and square brads, and I want two little black. So you get two different styles in here. You get little pinhead ones and you get squares. Okay, so I want his arms to move. So I'm going to go for two little black pinhead brads. Pick them up, 1 and 2. This was in my head the other day and I thought I must try that. So I've stuck him down because I want him to stay put as such. So now I'm going to take his little arm and I'm going to punch, just use my pokey tool to put a little hole right the way through. Okay, so you can't really see that hole. And his arms are really thin, so you have to go really careful not to break them. Okay. So I've put the brad through his arm, and then I'm going to push that one through my card. I just need to make that hole a bit bigger. Ouch, yeah, poor little fella. There we go. So look, it moves. I love it. So now we just split that pin right through the back of the card. So that is going to stay put. I should have tied that. I've done that on too tight. Don't do it too tight or it won't move. That's better. It moves nicely now. And then I'm going to do the same with this arm here. That's adorable. Don't make me want him. I'm sorry, Let. He's so cute. I love him. He's my new bestie, I think. Now these bend, so you have to go quite careful with them. Right, I've got that through there. So then we're going to push our hole through there a little bit more. And then put that one through. Like so. So now we have our little robot, and he can do the robot because his arms move. How cute is that? That was in my head. So I'm glad it's come to life. I'll show you the one I made earlier as well in a minute. So let's cut our card base. I'm going to do 2 cards. So I'm going to cut 2 card bases at once. So I'm scoring at 14.9. And I'm going to cut at 10.5. I would never have thought of flowers and robots. Me neither, but it works, doesn't it? I'm trying to think of a way to make the butterflies work, but I might need a bit more time for that. So let's stick that down onto our card front now. So I've just used white card so far as well, and I think it works quite nicely. I think what helps is obviously we've got flowers in the background and he's holding a little flower, so I think that kind of makes it work in my brain. So I want a black piece of card now. I thought I had a piece, I must have put it away. Okay, so I'm going to keep it really simple. I'm not going to do too much to this card at all. I am going to do a little bit of heat embossing. So I've got here, greetings kind human, which isn't that just the cutest little sentiment. So we're going to give that a little stamp. Oh, that can go over there. And then we want some white embossing powder. Just ordered the stencils. Oh, Danny, you'll love them. They're really good fun. Oops, that's terrible. Right, so I've picked up a little bit of the stamp there. So if that happens to you and you pick up a little bit of the outline of the stamp, it's fine, don't worry. Just take a dry paintbrush and just run it across. Give it a little tap and it disappears. You might need to do it twice, but it will just pick up excess dust. Okay. Evening to you, Glenda, watching from Australia. Lovely to have you with us. So I'm just going to heat emboss this. Lovely. So what I like about this sentiment, oh no, I haven't quite done it, it's not quite done, must be my eyesight. That's a lot better. Lovely. Okay, so now I'm going to chop this into a little kind of word strips. So we've got one, and I'm just doing this quite roughly. Greetings, kind human. So I've just chopped that down into 3 little word tiles, and I'm going to add that now to my card. Now I'm just thinking about where to put this. I think I'm going to put it over there. Or do I put it down here? Where do you think I should put it? Actually, there's something I've not done. I want to create a little bit of a ground for him. So I'm just going to take a blend. And that's the light one. This is the dark one. And then I'm going to use my colour lifter to just go over all of it to make it look a bit ground-like. Okay? So let's put some little pads on this. One, 2, 3. So let's put it here actually. Greetings, kind human. Oh, it's upside down. Now, and there we have our finished robot card with little moving arms. So that is the card that I've made on this live. The one I made earlier to check that it actually works looks like that. So there I've used the little blue, I've used Coastal Cabana in the background there. So we've got a masculine one and we've got a feminine one. Do let me know which one you like. And I promised you we'd make one more, didn't I? So one more I shall make. So, those are our two little robots. So for this one, I've used this mask in the background. And for this one, for those of you that weren't on at the beginning, I've used this one. Okay, so two of the masks in there. I'm going to put them to one side, and I'm going to do one more card. So here I have, what is it? What colour is it? White card. Of course it's white card, dearie me. Now I'm going to do something now. I'm just going to tack it down to my grid paper. So I'm just going to take a glue dot and I'm going to make it tacky, but that it won't stick. I'm just going to put my glue dot there, and what that does, that keeps your card in place. Right, and I'm going to take my mask and I'm going to add a little bit of washi tape to hold that in place. You don't have to use washi tape, you could use masking tape, that would work. Some of the mask hasn't been removed there. I'm just going to remove that. That's better. So now I'm going to put this down and I'm just going to stick it to my grid paper. Okay, so I'm just being mindful not to get my washi tape on that white because I want that to stay where it's going to be. So I want to do a little bit now of just blending different colours. So I'm going to go in with some Coastal Cabana. Just finding my blue one. So I'm going to tap off the excess and I'm going to start with the blue at the top. Okay. And this is going to be quite a vibrant colour. With the first two cards I stayed quite subtle, but with this one I want to go a little bit brighter. Okay, so I've got Coastal Cabana in the background to get us started. Evening, Hilary. I'm then going to go in with some Magenta Madness. So I'm just going to go over again, and I'm just putting that on so that it layers ever so slightly over the top of that blue. Okay. I'm going to create a few little bright shots. I am being bold, very bold. It's not in my nature, is it, as you all know, but I'm going for it. I've now got Fresh Freesia. Fresh Freesia is probably my favourite purple, although I feel like that needs something between it. What do you think? I think it needs something between it. What about a Calypso Coral? And this is a good thing about using your grid paper, because you can kind of work out how the colours will look. So I do like that, but I feel like we need something different. What about a yellow? What about a mango? Mango might be nice. Let's have a little look. So I'm running out of blenders now. So I'm just trying to get rid of that colour. It's going. Let's put the lid on that. Yeah, see, that's nice. So let's go in with that orange or mango colour. Yeah, quite like that. And then, so So what have I used? I've used Mango Melody, Magenta Madness, Coastal Cabana. And should we go for a purple? Let's not use Freesia, let's use something different. Highland Heather, what does that look like? Yeah, that's good. Let's go Highland Heather. Can't wait to see this when I take the mask off. So this is why I've stuck it down, because obviously I'm using different colours and there was a high chance that it was going to move as I was kind of changing colours. So those 4 colours actually look really, really nice together. Mango Melody, Magenta Madness, Coastal Cabana and Highland Heather. So now let's take this off slowly. Oh my gosh, I love it. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So our mask can just be popped to one side. And because we've used a tacky sort of glue dot, we can just lift that off. It's not damaged our card. And we can just put that in the bin. So there we have our blended background. So now let's take our next card base, which is here. So I cut these card bases to start. So I'm just going to take our card base. It's so bright, that piece. And we can stick that on. I feel like I don't want to do anything else to that. I want to just leave that like that, but I've got a plan. We want to stick this down, we want glue. So it's a very, very different look we've got with the mask this time. Very, very different indeed. So there's the original sort of subtle look, and there's that one. Okay, and it makes a really pretty pattern on your grid paper as well. Excuse me. So, do we put another robot on this, or do we do something entirely different? I feel like I do want to put a robot on. Let's use this little guy. This one here. He's very cute. So, let's grab a piece of basic white. Is that big enough? Yeah, that'll do. Like so. And I'm going to cut him out because I don't know what colour to colour him at the moment. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm just trimming around him. You're all still there, you're all hanging on in there. Right, let's cut him out. I know what colours I'm going to colour him. So do let me know, hands up who wasn't bothered with the masks and now thinks they might need them. And the same question with the robot, who wasn't sure but now thinks they might need them. Okay, so we've got our little robot. I know he's going to get quite lost in there, but we're going to do something, don't worry. So I'm going to take a dark smoky slate blend and I'm going to colour in his main parts. It's a different look with the robot. I've just put the robots on the saved order. Oh, let you are funny. Okay. So I'm just following him down, colouring him in. I'm going to add a little bit of basic black to him, just to kind of give him a little bit of a shadowing. Like so. And this is the good thing about the blend. So I've used 2 different colours there, and they work really nicely because they're close in kind of colour family. It's just another way of using them to create a bit of definition. Okay, so we've got our little robot now, and he's coming to life. But he needs a bit of colour, so let's use the same colours that we've used on here. So I'm just going to, we don't have a Coastal Cabana blend, so I'm using light Bermuda Bay. Then we've got Magenta Madness. I'm going to use the light one here. Just tying in our colours, because there's 4 stripes there as well. Now there is a mango with you can't buy Mango Melody blends anymore, but some of you may still have your retired one. If you're like me, you don't get rid of anything. Well, I get rid of some things. And then here we've got Highland Heather. Just like that. Okay, so his colours on him now match the colours on our mask. Now, I showed you this card at the beginning, so another sort of light one, and I've used this die to cut out those 3 holes there. So obviously you get these. So I'm going to use these on this card to create my little bit of area that I can put my little robot guy on. Okay, so I'm going to put these on pads. There we go. So I need to work out where these are going to go. So let's have one about there. I'll put this one on next. Just realised I put the pads on the wrong way there. And then this one can go in the middle. So we've got there a little bit of an area where we can put our robot guy on. Yeah? See that? So we can add him now. Like so. And then sentiment wise, we've got greetings kind human, you make my heart go beep, I'm nuts and bolts about you, and happy birthday to you. I think I'm going to do the greetings kind human again. I know I've already used that, but it does work, I think, with this sort of style of card. So I'm bringing back in my piece of black card, giving it a little white. Giving that a little stamp. So where's my water brush? I'm just getting rid of that excess embossing powder. And then let's give that a little heat. So Glenda's put, I love the masks, have had fun playing with them, on the fence about the robot. You're allowed to be on the fence, that's fine. So I'm just setting this with the heat tool. And then this time, I think I'm just going to cut that into a bit of a banner. Like so. And then like so. So we've got greetings, kind human. That can go across there. And then to finish that one, I'm going to add a few little sequins, I think. So in my little box of tricks, I've got, let's go with some sequins. I like a sequin at the moment. So these are, what are they? I used these in my class today. These are from the main catalogue. And they are Artistry Blooms adhesive backed sequins. These are really handy. Really like these. You get loads in the packet. Different colours. So they work really well with something like this. But I'm just going to use these kind of pinky ones. To keep it quite straightforward. Put those back in there before they go everywhere. And then there we have my finished card for the evening. So I'll just lay out what I've made tonight. So I haven't made all of these on live. Some of them were made before it, but here are my finished ones. Oh, he's got all caught. That's not good. Let's move him out of the way. And then this one. So those are the 4 cards that I have used. I've made this evening, both on the live and beforehand. I've used these lovely butterflies and flowers layering decorative masks. So this one here, I have used together on this card and on this one to create the background. I've gone for quite a subtle look. This one here I've used there with a rainbow of colours, and then this one here I've used on the blue card like so, and to bring them all together I've used nuts and bolts. So that is my demonstration done for the evening. Thank you so much for watching, for commenting along, liking, loving and just being really supportive. It does mean the world to me. If anyone's interested in purchasing any of the items I've used tonight, you can head on over to my website, which is staceymarsh.co.uk. Hit on the shop icon and you can go through all of the products there. Just search for them by name. At the moment we've got a promotion running called Celebration. For every £45 you spend, you can earn a free item, and when you spend £90 you can add either 2 or a bigger value item for free. Alternatively, you can add all of these items to a starter kit where you can choose £130 worth of product and pay just £99. That's an amazing deal in itself, but as part of the celebration promotion until the end of February, you can also choose 2 free stamp sets from either the mini catalogue or the main catalogue, which is just a phenomenal deal. So let me know if you're interested in taking that up, or just feel free to get in touch and say hi. That's it from me tonight. Thank you so much again, everybody. I will next be live tomorrow, but on YouTube at 1 o'clock, and I'll be demonstrating another fun technique using black stamping blends. So I look forward to showing you all that. Thanks so much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Monday and have a great week. Take care. Bye for now.